It is. Yeah.
Carrier.
Okay. I'd like to open the meeting of the.
Alright.
Okay, of the July 23rd zoning board of review. We were going to start off with,
You have to make a motion if you're gonna change the agenda.
okay. I'd like to make a motion to change it so that we're here to do the decision on 251 Spring Street.
Second.
First. All in favor? Okay. Who's got the notes on it?
It's me.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to, I would like to make a motion to approve the application of 251 Spring Street LLC for a special use permit under section 408 inns to renovate the existing walkout basement into a 5-room inn for employee housing located at fire number 251 Spring Street, plat 7, lot 27. This motion is based on the following findings of fact. The applicant is proposing to convert a portion of an existing structure, the Hotel Manassas, into an inn for employee housing. The property is located in the residential C mixed-use zone and the historic overlay district. The New Shoreham zoning ordinance section 309E allows for use as an inn in the RCM zone by special use permit. The property, plat 7, lot 27, consists of approximately 95,185 square feet. There is no change proposed to the existing footprint of the structure. The proposed inn will have 5 bedrooms with bathrooms and 2 additional employee parking spaces. The planning board, in a written advisory dated June 20th, 2025, voted to send a favorable advisory to the zoning board on the application under section 408 for a special use permit. The Conservation Commission voted to send a favorable advisory to the zoning board on the application for special use permit. The Historic District Commission issued a certificate of appropriateness on or about their February 24th, 2025 meeting. The proposed use as an inn is appropriate for the specific site and is compatible with adjacent buildings in form, placement, and design. The design and layout of buildings is related harmoniously to the terrain and to existing buildings in the vicinity. The proposed renovation will not alter the footprint of the existing structure. Furthermore, the applicant has received approval from the Historic District Commission. The proposed use will not adversely affect the established physical or visual pattern of land use and will not have negative effects on the island and neighborhood character. The landscape shall be developed in such a manner as to be in keeping with the character of the surrounding neighborhoods and in accordance with good development practice by minimizing vegetation and soil removal, retaining existing vegetation where desirable, and keeping any grade changes in character with the general appearance of neighboring areas. There will be no disturbance to the existing landscaping as all construction will be within the existing structure, limiting land disturbance that would be typical of new construction. The existing grounds will not be disturbed. The proposed use aligns with the surrounding area, which includes other existing inns, private homes, a restaurant, a church, and a sewer treatment facility. The proposed use will not cause a nuisance or serious hazard to pedestrians or landward and seaward vehicles and their users. The project is located outside all the required setbacks, has adequate parking, and has pedestrian access. 2 additional parking spaces, as required by section 5026, will be provided within the existing parking area on site. Adequate and appropriate infrastructure facilities, included but not limited to sewage disposal and drainage, will be provided to ensure the proper operation of the proposed use or structure. The proposed project will connect to the existing public sewer and public water services. Confirmations of sufficient allocations have been granted by the sewer and water commissions. There will not be significant negative impact on important natural resources, included but not limited to habitats or species listed as endangered, threatened, or of special concern to the Rhode Island Natural Heritage Program, or on historic or archaeological resources identified in the comprehensive plan or document referenced therein. The applicant has testified that there are no known natural, historic, or archaeological resources that will be affected by this proposal. All construction will take place within the existing structure. The applicant received a favorable advisory from the Conservation Commission. The use will be supportive of the goals and objectives for economic development and the economic development element of the New Shoreham Comprehensive Plan as recently amended. The plan aligns with economic development element 1I, provide affordable housing to support a year-round economy and address the need for seasonal employee housing. And 1I2, identify potential locations for seasonal workforce housing. The use is consistent with the purpose of the zoning ordinance, the purpose of the zoning district in which the use is proposed, and the goals and objectives of the New Shoreham's comprehensive plan as amended, the Old Harbor plan as amended, or any other adopted town plan. The proposed use aligns with the RCM zone comprising predominantly residential areas which include a significant component of hotels and inns. It is intended that the zone provide for a variety of residential uses and retail/residential mixed uses. Inns are permitted in the RCM zone by special use permit. The proposed use also aligns with comprehensive plan page 6-14. Support the construction of seasonal workforce housing. To address this critical housing and economic development issue, the town should work cooperatively with employers to promote the development of multi-unit temporary employee housing. Furthermore, the applicant has received a favorable advisory from the Planning Commission. To the degree reasonably possible, dependency on individual motor vehicles for access by users shall be reduced through site selection, development, design, and facilities and proposed operations. This project proposes on-site employee housing, eliminating the need for employees to commute to work, which will reduce the number of cars on island. There are sidewalks connecting the site to Old Harbor, and the applicant will provide bicycle racks to encourage employees to use bicycles instead of cars. The proposed use will not cause a degradation of the quality of surface or groundwater because there will be no disturbance to the existing surface or groundwater, as all construction will take place within the existing structure. The New Shoreham zoning ordinance section 408A requires the following. No kitchen or food preparation facilities are allowed in individual units, regardless of form of ownership and use pattern. The following dimensional standards are required for an existing structure: minimum developable land, 20,000 square feet, maximum lot building coverage for a main building, 25%, and maximum lot coverage, 50%. Based on the evidence presented, this board finds the application is also consistent with these requirements. This decision is subject to the following. The project shall proceed according to plans and exhibits presented at the June 25th, 2025 hearing of the Zoning Board of Review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
So that's Corey, Mark, Susan, and Bob.
Correct.
Because Robbie, you're abstaining, you were not there, and Steve's recused. Okay, thank you.
This is, thank you. I
Pardon?
think I need to stick around for the minutes. I think you had 4 people who were with me.
We do, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we do.
Put them on the.
You want to do the applications? Okay. Excuse me? Oh, okay. My name is Robert Lamoureux, and everybody else can name themselves.
Robert Closter.
Steve Joe.
Susan Bush.
Mark McGuire.
Corey Black.
And can you just do the vote again, saying who's, so it's Corey's voting?
Yep.
Mark, Susan, and Bob.
Robbie and myself.
No, Robbie is
No,
not.
Robbie, no, Robbie. Okay.
That's the vote, 4-0. The first one is the Muddy Paws, and yep, they submitted additional material.
Okay.
So you could, I mean, unless you have any questions for the applicant, you could schedule it for a public hearing.
I have to read it off. though.
Yep.
Yeah. Muddy Paws LLC, plat 6, lot 72-2, fire number 149 Old Town Road. Application for a variance from section 308C and a special use permit by Deborah Frost and Christina DeCaro for the reconfiguration of a first floor and add a second floor to a dwelling. Expansion of a previously approved special use permit under a detached multi-family development. What's the next? Can it go to the next meeting?
So so it would need to be 2 months out, which would be September
Okay,
24th. You'll send it to the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board for advisories.
okay,
So you can, you went through the special use permit checklist last month and the applicant submitted additional materials, so I don't know if you have any questions.
Was there a survey submitted?
It was the same survey, but there's no changes to
Okay.
that. To that plan, really.
So as far as setbacks go, is she being held to the outer perimeter or her own unit?
To the actual property line.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
So we can schedule that for, it's got to go to Conservation Commission first. And
Yeah, it goes to the planning board and planning, conservation for.
You want to set a date for 2 months from now?
Yes, for September 24th.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Second one is the State of Rhode Island and Block Island Water District, Plat 9, Lot 87, Payne Road. Application by the Block Island Water District for special use permit under section 306D to construct a structure, to house the well pump, control valves, and water supplies. Anybody here?
Yeah.
So this is another special use permit, but I don't know if John wants to explain the project for.
Yeah, do you want me to talk about the project a little bit? As you're aware, most of your awares here before you, probably what, a year and a half ago or a year ago, about the water storage tank, which is on the property where the water treatment facility is located. The water capacity expansion project that we're doing is 3 phases. It's, and I'll go in order. You draw water out of the ground, you treat it, and then you have to store it. We kind of went backwards here, but that's because that's what we did. But we got the storage tank is now operational, and now we're working on the well field. Currently, the wells are drilled. There's underground piping in the ground. And now we've designed, and I'm coming to zoning for a 20 by 30, essentially garage, I would call it. There's plans in there. It's a very simple building, but it's for utility use. It's, you know, it's in residential A. So the application is asking for a special use permit, which is allowed under utility use for this property. It's about a 7-acre property. It's rather large. We're going kind of in the middle of the property, so we're not asking for anything else but the utility special use permit. Did I cover it pretty much there? I mean, if you guys have any questions,
My only question is, are you gonna add utility facilities section 417 to the application? That's the special use.
it
permit.
does, yes, it does say 306D.
So you should probably,
should-
if you're going to add utility facilities, which is 417.
Okay,
There's other, I mean, there's government facilities, but you said utility facilities, correct? That's what we're adding?
it's a special use permit for utilities,
Okay,
yes,
so then,
We're gonna amend the,
yes,
yes.
we want to do it.
So,
do you want to just, could you initial this?
yes.
You have to look at the checklist.
List of names and addresses of all property owners within 200 feet attached. No waiver requested. Copy of a variance, modification, special use permit approvals attached to property and all subdivision approvals. Conditions, restrictions. Submitted, no. There are no waiver requested. There are no variances, modifications, or special use permits attached to the property. The subdivision predates the regulation. Composite site plan. Composite site plan has been prepared by Jeremiah and Associates, and it's been submitted. Proposed and existing structures shall be indicated, submitted. Spatial requirements, including street and lot line setback lines, building permits submitted. Yes. Where any land disturbances proposed environmental data, including well sewage disposals, basically CRMC and environmental management said, yes, site plan represents the well location. There are no wetlands within 400 feet of the property, and this project is outside of CRMC jurisdictional areas. So it's submitted. Where any land disturbances proposed, existing and proposed grade shall be shown at 2-foot intervals, submitted. It shall be indicated on one benchmark that one or more benchmarks that can be used in the field to verify conditions, submitted, see site plan. A statement from the zoning official that any variance modifications, especially use permits necessary to develop the project as proposed have been secured or applied for, yes. CRMC engineering biological reports, no, we're outside of the CRMC jurisdiction. Utility and disposal plan, submitted, no. Waiver requested. The well house control building is an unoccupied building. The well house control building will house the electrical and mechanical elements of the well field only. 7. Architectural plans for any new construction, submitted. Aerial photos, submitted. Economic impact, no. Proposed variance does not fall within the requirements of the comprehensive plan. Waiver requested. Analysis of toxic and hazardous materials. As part of the state permitting of the property of phase 1 environmental assessment was conducted in March of 22. Submitted. Landscape plan waiver requested, not applicable. The WHCB will require only minimum grading to maintain the surroundings. Open space management plan, the waiver requested, not required as part of the DOH's approval for wells 7, east and west. The use of this property is very limited, attached to the DOH's conditions for approval, see Exhibit A. Has everybody got Exhibit A? Yes, okay. So that, we accept that. Models, not submitted, waiver requested. Not required. Traffic analysis, waiver requested. Auto dependency waiver requested. That completes the application. Can we schedule for this?
Schedule this 2 months out, September 24th, send it to conservation and planning
Okay.
board for advisories.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
move to send it to conservation and planning too.
Yes.
Planning.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I have to go back to planning for this?
No,
Yes,
yes.
I do?
planning board and.
Okay.
conservation.
All right, I'm already on the Conservation Commission. I did not know I needed to go to planning.
Yeah.
Okay,
Planning, which would be, I think it's August 13th.
all right,
Any special use, all special use.
Okay.
permits go to both.
okay, and you'll get me on that agenda? Okay,
Yes,
August 13th.
I believe so.
All set?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I'd like to open the public hearing for the Demos Family Trust, Gregory and Desiree Demos trustees, Lot 3, Lot 108, application for a variance under Section 306C for an addition to a single-family dwelling.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. At the outset, happy birthday to Ms. Brady. My name is Hamza Chowdhury. I'm an attorney at Adler Pollock and Sheehan. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight on behalf of the Demos Family Trust. I'm joined here with our engineer of record, Sergio Cerenzia, who will also be helping me present this application. Wait till Sergio gets close to that. Good. Perfect.
Karen, what?
He's an attorney, so you don't have to swear him in, but Sergio will need. Karen, do you want to swear Sergio in if he's going to testify?
Sergio, gotta get sworn in.
Good evening. Could you raise your right hand and state your name for the record?
Sergio Cerenzia.
And Sergio, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth during the course of this hearing?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're here today on on behalf of the Demos Family Trust. The real property is located at 1177 Corneck Road. The property is currently used as a single-family dwelling and currently has a footprint of 1,684 square feet. The owner proposes remodeling the existing home to expand it for his family. They enjoy spending time here on the island. The owner proposes to remodel essentially to grow the footprint to 1,928 square feet, which is a modest increase of 244 square feet. Essentially, the majority of this is going to be within the existing footprint. So we're not adding a whole lot into the project. And essentially, the additional space is also to help be a good neighbor to the TNC as well, represented by Mr. Priestley here tonight, to allow for some seasonal storage as well as for our client to park his Jeep in that lot, in that garage when he deems it appropriate if it's raining outside. So essentially, we're here tonight respectfully requesting two-dimensional variances, one for max lot building coverage and one for max lot coverage. But at the outset, I wanted to flag an issue for the group, essentially that a reason why the requests for variances are what we believe artificially high. So, and it goes into how this property is unique and the hardship before this board is unique. So in total, the property is 23,292 square feet. However, not all of that square footage is technically considered lot area as defined by the ordinance, because pursuant to the town's interpretation, any street right-of-way is excluded. So essentially, there's a 9,936 square foot deeded right-of-way on the property. As a result of this massive right-of-way that's deeded, it currently occupies 42.6% of the lot. As a result, the property is technically, according to the subtraction, 13,356 square feet for the purposes of the variance calculations. However, it is important to note that only 3,000 square feet out of the 9,936 square feet are actually used as a right-of-way, which represents only 30% of the 9,336 square feet. So I think Sergio is pointing that out right now. So Sergio, could you point out where the wetlands are and the pond is at the top left-hand corner?
Attorney Chaudhry, would you mind just sticking over there to the mic just so I can hear what you're saying? It's just when you step away, I can't hear you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Sorry, Ms. Browning. There you go. Thank you. So essentially, we have the dog leg that comes in, and as it's deeded, it travels up into this corner. Now, this corner is essentially, Ms. Black can see it. This corner is essentially wetlands and a pond. So wetlands and a pond. So if you were to try to even use this deeded right-of-way, you would end up in the pond right here. So traveling further, assuming you didn't have that problem, which you do, you continue on and you run into essentially another wetland. So historically, what's happened here is, as you can see with this overlay, the essentially driveway for these properties and for the Merck property over on the corner there, it's serviced by this dirt road right here that only touches this portion of the deeded right-of-way and this portion of the deeded right-of-way. So pursuant to the, sure. So pursuant to the interpretation, we need to exclude the street right-of-way. And I just wanted to walk you through how that's a useless right-of-way. It doesn't lead to anywhere and it leads into the pond. So essentially, that is what is unique about this particular piece of property. My client is being penalized and approximately 9,936 square feet is being subtracted from the lot area when we have a deeded right-of-way that doesn't work for anybody. So essentially what's happened is we have a driveway that traverses outside of that. So if you were to consider 3,000 square feet instead of 9,936 square feet, we would be able to drop the requested variance for maximum lot building coverage to 4.02%, which is half of what we're asking for the 8.8%. And we would actually not require a maximum lot coverage variance because we would be under the 10% in section 306C. So I wanted to point that out that even, the requested variances of 8.8 and 4.4, realistically, they should be 4% and nothing if the reality on the ground was reflected in the deeded easement. So I want to pause there and have Mr. Sherenzia walk us through the project and then pause for any questions. And then I have some further questions for Mr. Sherenzia to meet the standards. But Mr.
Attorney-
Chairman, I defer to you.
Attorney Chaudhry, I also have just one point I just want to clarify for the record. So I think it would be helpful. Your application on its face just requests relief from Rhode Island General Law 45, 24, 38B, and Appendix C of the ordinance. That's the state law on dimensional relief that's given to substandard lots. And
Correct.
Appendix C is the ordinance's dimensional chart. I just want to be clear for the record that it's your opinion that the lot, once the lot size was, I don't want to say lot size was reduced under this law, but once the state law, we'll call it relief, the regulations were modified under that state law. It's your opinion that the project still needs a variance, not a modification. And that's why you're here tonight. Do I have all that correct?
That is correct, Ms. Browning.
Okay,
Thank you for that
I
clarification.
appreciate that.
Thank you. So, Mr. Sherenzia, if you could walk us through the project, please.
Once again, for the record, Sergio Cerenzia with Cerenzia and Associates. My offices are located at 99 Mechanic Street in Pawcatuck, Connecticut. I am a registered licensed engineer in the state of Rhode Island. The plans that are before you this evening were prepared by my office and under my responsible charge. We had a land surveyor who works under a licensed land surveyor prepare the survey for the property, including all of the easements referenced, the boundaries, and the planimetrics and all of the site features that are shown on here. We did have a soil scientist, professional wetland biologist delineate the wetlands on the property, which have been verified by Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management.